The term kidnap in the context of orcas and baby humpback whales typically refers to incidents where orcas, specifically in some populations, are observed attacking or capturing young humpback whale calves. While this may seem like an act of abduction or cruelty, it is essential to understand that the behavior is driven by orcas' biological instincts, hunting strategies, and social dynamics, rather than a malicious desire to kidnap. Here is a detailed breakdown of the reasons why orcas may target and sometimes capture baby humpback whales. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are apex predators, meaning they sit at the top of the food chain and have no natural predators. They have an extremely varied diet, which can include fish, squid, seals, and even large mammals such as whales. Orcas are known to target calves from other whale species because they are often more vulnerable and less capable of defending themselves compared to adults. Baby humpback whales, being smaller and less mobile, become easy targets for groups of orcas, particularly if they are separated from their mothers or if their mothers are weak or distracted. Orcas are highly social and cooperative animals, and their hunting strategies often involve coordinated group efforts. These hunting tactics can be complex and include roles for different orcas within the pod or group. For example, some orcas may act as drivers, herding prey toward other orcas who are waiting to capture or immobilize it. When attacking a young humpback whale, orcas may use their numbers and strategy to exhaust the calf, isolate it from the mother, and prevent it from escaping. This makes it easier for the orcas to capture and potentially kill the calf. Killer whales do not hunt for sport, but for sustenance. The young of large whale species like humpbacks are rich in fat, and orcas are opportunistic feeders. A baby humpback whale may represent a high-energy food source for an orca pod. Even though orcas have a diverse diet, targeting a young whale can be seen as an opportunity to acquire a significant nutritional gain. In some instances, orcas have been observed attacking humpback calves for several hours before abandoning the hunt, which suggests that orcas may not always succeed in killing or eating their prey, but will attempt to capture it if the opportunity arises. Some researchers suggest that the interaction between orcas and young humpback whales may not always be purely predatory. Orcas are highly intelligent animals that are capable of complex social behaviors, including play. In some cases, orca pods might play with the calf, tossing it around or interacting with it in ways that might look like kidnapping to human observers, but are more about learning and social bonding within the pod. Young orcas learn how to hunt and capture prey by observing older members of the pod. In some cases, orca calves may be allowed to interact with or play with the captured whale to practice or hone their hunting skills. These actions, although potentially traumatic for the prey, are part of the learning process for young orcas. Orcas are territorial and highly social animals that live in family groups called pods. These pods may sometimes compete with other pods for resources, including food. If a pod encounters a baby humpback whale, the aggressive behavior might stem from not only the desire to feed but also from territorial instincts or the desire to protect their own pod's access to resources. In some cases, interactions between different pods can escalate to aggressive confrontations, during which one pod may try to capture the calf of a different whale species as a way to weaken a rival pod or claim its prey. This type of behavior is less common, but it does occur in competitive contexts. Like other large whales, humpback whale mothers are fiercely protective of their calves, and the bond between a mother and her calf is strong. However, even with the mother's protection, a young humpback is vulnerable to orca attacks, especially if it becomes separated from its mother or if the mother is exhausted or injured. Orcas can take advantage of such vulnerabilities. If the mother is unable to protect the calf effectively or if the calf is separated from the mother during migration, orcas will often seize the opportunity. These encounters might appear as kidnapping because the orcas may take the calf, either to kill and consume it or sometimes just to interact with it. There have been reports of orcas attacking humpback calves more frequently in recent years. This could be linked to several factors. Prey availability. A change in the availability of other food sources for orcas could cause them to target larger whale species, including humpback calves, as a more reliable food source. Climate change and environmental stressors. Changing ocean conditions such as shifts in fish populations or warming waters could lead orcas to target more energy-rich prey, like whale calves, if other food sources become less abundant. Learning and imitation. Orcas are capable of learning hunting strategies by observing others, and if one pod begins to target humpback calves successfully, other pods may imitate the behavior, leading to an increase in such predatory events. It is important to note that orcas do not always succeed in killing or capturing humpback calves. In some documented cases, humpback mothers and other members of the group have been observed defending the calf, chasing off the orcas, and successfully protecting the young whale. The kidnapping or capture might be a failed attempt or a brief interaction before the orcas abandon their pursuit. The behavior of orcas kidnapping baby humpback whales is driven by several ecological and social factors, including predation, opportunistic feeding, social learning, and complex group dynamics. Orcas, being apex predators, target young whales as a food source, especially because of their vulnerability and rich nutritional value. The so-called kidnapping is part of orcas' sophisticated hunting methods, and while it can appear brutal, it is rooted in natural instincts and survival tactics rather than malicious intent.